Wake up! Columbus, this is your show, bringing you the newest, hottest artists in the city, comedians, and trending topics. This is
Breaking Ground! Breaking Ground! Breaking Ground!
one of the hottest up-and-coming DJs in the city.
Swamp Thing DJ!
DJ Swamp Thing.
Breaking Ground!
And of course, keeping you in touch with the city. The always class. Tiffany. Yeah.
Breaking Ground! Breaking Ground!
Hey, yo. This is your official eviction notice. You got 24 hours to pack your shit and leave the game. Hey, full time on go, no time to sleep. Go dumb like a dust for the bread, 24 at the camp, go eat. Came hard till I die, it's in my bank. Cut it up and let it bleed. Your mercy, the one I'm here to take over the game. Yeah, I ain't even in my league. You better pack it up and leave. You just been evicted. You better pack your shit, you just been evicted. You just been evicted. You better pack up quick, you just been evicted. You just been evicted. You better pack your shit, you just been evicted. You just been evicted. You better pack up quick. Don't let the door hit you with a good little split you. You just been cut, your mercy was born to be great, that's word of the scripture. In God I trust, I put in my time and I put in my work, my dues paid. I put in my cut, no lie, now music, got a new face with a new name. Get a good look at my mug, get used to me. The game ain't what it used to be, let me revive that. I'm about to bring a little light back, got more flavor than a Sprite track. Come get a taste right and blow cold in an ice cap. Bars on glacier mode, known to get wild, no nature show. Compared to me, I ate the old, my shit hit hard enough to break your bones. I snap like a fracture, natural disaster. Relocate, get the pack in your bags up. You must hurry, you can't catch up. Half y'all cats up, you can never match up. Hand it to me, but I get it to the end zone. Without me, something missing like a limb gone. Y'all niggas got to slide like a flip phone. You better back your shit up and get gone. Full time on go, no time to sleep. Go dumb like a dust for the bread, 24 at the camp, go eat. Came hard till I die, it's in my veins. Cut it up and let it bleed. Your mercy, the one I'm here to take over the game. Yeah, I ain't even in my league. You better pack it up and leave. You just been evicted. You better pack your shit, you just been evicted. You just been evicted. You better pack up quick, you just been evicted. You just been evicted. You better pack your shit, you just been evicted. You just been evicted. You better pack up quick. Wait, by to the past, make room for the future. I go harder than the victim of Medusa. This rap game washed up with a loofah. I'd rather cut my hand off than salute ya. I aim for the feature, they aim for the feature. It's insane how the game of disease. Plaguing your ears with these fake and deceivers. Riding your mind with these underachievers. Call me the antidote, the antidote, the man supernatural, an animal, opposite of your average Joe. The man's a pro, pack up your shit, get your bags and go. I pay for the U-Haul, kick rocks, I do it for the real rap and the hip-hop. Gotta get it to the heart beating my chest out, get the water, I'm on fire. Red hot, I'm about to set a new bar higher than hero than Kumar right now. It's about where my shoes are, looking in the sky, it's a new star. Your mercy the one, all the rest ain't got two part. Came on like a drug is addictive. Take over the game with a mission. Don't be mad when you hear that knock, better pack up quick, you just been evicted. Victim. Yeah. Full time on go, no time to sleep. Go dumb like a dust for the bread, 24 at the camp, go eat. Came hard till I die, it's in my veins. Cut it up and let it bleed. Your mercy, the one I'm here to take over the game. Yeah, I ain't even in my league. You better pack it up and leave. You just been evicted. You better pack your shit, you just been evicted. You just been evicted. You better pack up quick, you just been evicted. You just been evicted. You better pack your shit, you just been evicted. You just been evicted. You better pack up quick.
Breaking Ground Radio with your homeboy DJ Swamp Thing, man. Happy Thursday to everybody. Thank you for listening or watching in via YouTube. Hopefully you're on WTMH.com, WTMHradio.com, excuse me. And it's going down, man. It's December the 7th. Just a couple more weeks until Christmas, man. Can you believe it? 9 minutes after the hour right now, man. We have yet another star-studded show tonight, just like we always do. And, of course, we got the brand new Who's Next for you. We have the homie Sam Rothstein coming through. And if you don't know who that is, shame on you. Definitely one of the hip hop goats right here in the city. In the top of it off, if that wasn't enough, my homegirl, my ace, my sister radio, Tiffany L's not here, but we have a dope guest co-host, good friend, Annie B, gonna be in the studio in just a few minutes. She's gonna be holding it down with tip steak. She's gonna hold it down with conversations right here in the city. If anybody needs to know anything about the city, you can ask Annie B and telling you she's gonna hold it down. So we're gonna have some fun like we always do. We got music, we got topics. Yeah, it's gonna be a movie, just like it always is. But it's all good. And of course, once we get into the topic or once our featured guest Sam is here, please, we invite all of you to give us a call. That number, 614-781-0754, 614-781-0754 is the number. Hit us up. Let us know how your week's been going, man. Let us know how you feeling this cold weather, man. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. Are you ready? Are you ready? You got that jacket, that coat, those mittens, gloves, boots, what you need. Hit us up, man. Let us know if you prepared for this snow or not. It's supposed to be, close to 2 inches tomorrow. I'm not ready. I'm from the South. I'm definitely not ready. But, I have embraced it. So I'm prepared. I try to make it look good. You feel me? But, that don't mean I'm not cold, but I try to embrace it as much as I can, man. While this is fresh into my head, man, let me give a quick shout out to a few people while I'm sitting here thinking about it. Shout out to 90B Comedy. Shout out to the Sesh Game, Lex, Truth, all that, man. Shout out to Par Venue Lounge as well, man. Par Venue Lounge. If you haven't been there, the 1716 Stelsa Road, right next to the airport. If you haven't been there on a Monday for Visions Monday, if you haven't been there, if you missed last Tuesday, which was it's called the Lituation, which was lit. If you wasn't there yesterday during 90B Comedies, Wanan's days, you're really missing out. And I think tonight is open mic. You're really missing out. Big shout out and special shout out to them, Par Venue Lounge, because they have really opened up their doors to the arts, to hip hop, to poetry, spoken word, to the DJ. Shout out B Square, the DJ. Just when you get a venue that's like that embraces the art and what we're trying to do as artists or as poets or as young DJs, it's always great to have a place that we can go and set up shop. And they've been more than accommodating to set up shop for us over there almost the whole week. I know Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this past week for sure. And that's just with the people that I know. Thursdays is an open mic. I'm not sure what they got going on the rest of the week, but again, big shout out, man. Shout out to the homie Vaughn over there. Shout out to Christy, the bartender, my favorite bartender. Shout out to her. And yeah, man, if y'all get a chance, man, y'all go check that out. 1716 Stelsa Road. They have drink specials. There's a nice little spot, a little eatery spot that just opened up and get you some nice little food, man. So check that out. All right. We'll be back, man. We're gonna play this little joint right here. We're gonna get it. We're gonna slow it up a little bit. So if you're already at home and you just got off of work and you're ready to cuddle up a little bit, get a little warm. You got your spooky already home, or your little boo, or your wife or your husband at home, man. Y'all cuddle up to this joint, man. It's called Summer Flank. So maybe it'll warm you up, man. It's the homegirl Laura, called Summer Flank. Let's go. It's Breaking Ground Radio. Don't go nowhere.
Hey, baby, what's up? What are you doing today? When you off work? Yeah, no, for sure. We should meet up today.
You're exceptional. Everything you do just comes naturally, and it comes back to me. You're exceptional. Everywhere you are, people know you. Baby, you're a star and I can't help myself. Your irresistibility, it makes it hard to breathe. It makes it hard being me, and I can't help myself. When you're around, my heart skips a beat, and I can't help myself. I gotta focus on being me. If this is a summer thing, and if it's just a summer thing, let's make it good. let's make it good. If this is a summer fling, and if it's just a summer thing, let's make it good. Let's make it good. Yeah. Come here. Let me show you something you ain't never seen. Let me take you down and make you believe there is more to life than this. I can't help myself. Your irresistibility, it makes it hard to breathe. It makes it hard being me, and I can't help myself. When you're around, my heart skips a beat, and I can't help myself. I gotta focus on being me. If this is a summer fling, and if it's just a summer thing, let's make it good. Let's make it good. If this is a summer fling, and if it's just a summer thing, let's make it good. Let's make it good, yeah.
Babe, I had so much fun today. Yeah, I miss seeing you. When are you coming back? Oh, man. Okay. Well, I'll see you around then. Yeah. It's been cool. I love you too. I'll see you.
I love you. Yeah, I want you, but I don't need you. Okay, I'm just making sure you know.
Baby, let me know for sure. Can you keep it real with me? You've been getting comfortable. Or have you learned how to deal with me? I just wanna ease your mind. I don't wanna have you stressing. Baby, can we spend some time? Baby, let me ease the pressure. I don't wanna press you. I don't wanna wait. And all them sidelines waiting, they gon' have to hate. It's me and you together, cause me and you forever. And I'ma be the best me, cause you make me better. Baby, I don't need you. I'm with you cause I want you. Baby, I just want to give you all of me. I can give you all you need. Baby, I don't need you. I'm with you cause I want you. Baby, I just want to give you all of me. I can give you all you need. Baby, can we get away from everything we hear? Baby, find a sweet escape. Maybe we could disappear. My only concern is you. I'm hoping you feel how I feel. Tell me what I gotta do. But have you seen my love is real? I don't wanna press you. I don't wanna wait. And all them sidelines waiting, they gon' have to hate. It's me and you together, cause me and you forever. And I'ma be the best me, cause you make me better. Baby, I don't need you. I'm with you cause I want you. Baby, I just want to give you all of me. I can give you all you need. Baby, I don't need you. I'm with you cause I want you. Baby, I just want to give you all of me. I can give you all you need. I live in the real.
What you wanna do? Yeah, I did that shit for real.
Feeling like a boss, don't give me no shady deal.
Baby, worth a couple bucks and I'm worth a couple mil.
You live in the dream world and I live in the real.
What you wanna do? Yeah, I did that shit for real.
Feeling like a boss, don't give me no shady deal.
Baby, worth a couple bucks and I'm worth a couple mil.
I stay awake so I live my dreams. You been acting hard, but that's not your scene. When I get my cheddar, that's not your cheese. How'd I get so fly? I ain't got no wings. She's on the team, but she want my green, so I had to cut her off for the get money tree. I'm worth a couple mil right now, couple deals. I don't know how you feel about me. I ought to switch my flow. How you do that? I gotta hold down a wave like a do-rag. We're not parallel, homie. You a zigzag, more like a couple mil. Even got a price tag. Saying you're the best, but the best don't really brag. Homie, slow down, are you getting that? You are kinda weak, are you feeling that? Bro, just stop, dude, give me that look. I was on the bottom, nobody kid, I was shining. I was on the come of the conversation divided. I was with the people, the proposition was private. Now I'm about to beg and nobody gonna deny it. We been on another level, homie, you should chill. You live in the dream world and I'm running the real. Yep. You live in the dream world and I live in the real.
What you wanna do? Yeah, I did that shit for real.
Feeling like a boss, don't give me no shady deal.
Baby, worth a couple bucks and I'm worth a couple mil.
You live in the dream world and I live in the real.
What you wanna do? Yeah, I did that shit for real.
Feeling like a boss, don't give me no shady deal.
Baby, worth a couple bucks and I'm worth a couple mil. You live in the dream world and I live in the real. What you wanna do? Yeah, I did that shit for real. Yeah, I am for real. Navy shit, no seals. Have you ever looked up at the stars and wish a nigga will? Your fantasies already came to me. I know your dream girl, she be stalking me. I'm a monster, you is not imagining. Tear in their eyes, I need some counseling. That begging shit don't flatter me. You gon' plead the fifth, that's fine with me. Cause you talk nice, you don't talk to me. Yeah, time is money, I don't talk for free. Here we go again. Niggas asking for some advice. Niggas acting like we friends. Bro, go get your act right. Came back from the NY, deals on the table, and you looking at me stuck, wishing why I wasn't able.
You live in the dream world and I live in the real.
What you wanna do? Yeah, I did that shit for real.
Feeling like a boss, don't give me no shady deal.
Baby, worth a couple bucks and I'm worth a couple mil.
You live in the dream world and I live in the real.
What you wanna do? Yeah, I did that shit for real.
Feeling like a boss, don't give me no shady deal.
Baby, worth a couple bucks and I'm worth a couple mil. Okay, I'm back at it. That disrespect, I won't have it. You lost again, that's real tragic. Not behind the curtains, this real magic. You women stranger than the Johnsons. God given talent, yeah, nigga, I'm a prop. Already that started, ain't nowhere to stop. Got a couple tracks, don't know if I'ma drop it. Yeah, ooh, these niggas be rapping, they sounding like doodoo. Karma gon' hit you, yeah, I got the boot. Yes, you're a move, but I already know what you gon' get. It's all up in your head. That dream shit is dead. You living life in the fairy tale, but I live in real life instead.
Jim. Swamp Thing, nigga. Nova. Dana Sean. Let's go. Y'all ain't ready. Columbus, stand up. Columbus, stand up. Columbus,
stand up. Breaking Ground Radio, it's your man DJ Swamp Thing, man. Where local and mainstream collide. We are back at it. Time now is 23 after the hour right here on this nippy Thursday. So real quick, man, let me give a shout out if y'all haven't been watching the news or paying attention to what was going on in Atlanta with the mayor election and all of that other stuff. Big congratulations goes out to Keisha Lance Bottoms, who became the first president in over 44 years, first mayor, over 44 years of African-American descent to win the election. She actually only won by a couple of hundred votes, and they actually wanted a recount, so it didn't work. So again, shout out to Keisha Lance Bottoms, Atlanta's first African-American president in 44 years. We got Annie B coming up in just a few minutes. We're gonna run this right as Cassius Keys, Kel the Q, and we'll come back and talk about Keisha Lance Bottoms in a few minutes. We'll get a little bit more detail in that because there's an interesting read that I saw that I want to share with you guys. So let's go with Rightus, and we'll be right back.
Hey. Yeah, on God. Yeah. Been wrong my whole life, motherfucker, trying to right up. Been at war with myself as motherfuckers trying to fight up. Now they see we the plug, everybody trying to bite up. We weren't supposed to make it, but we here gon' light up. Been wrong my whole life, motherfucker, trying to right up. Been at war with myself as motherfuckers trying to fight up. Now they see we the plug, everybody trying to bite up. We weren't supposed to make it, but we here gon' light up.
Brand new bills paid cup full, man, what a blessing. Ay, trying to stay on top of this green hill like salad dressing, no more stressing. Ay, blessings on blessings, no more stressing. Blessings on blessings, and I talk fast, burn slow, got cushion, will blow. Hold up, too many switch sides, so I move solo. No more stressing. Ay, blessings on blessings, no more stressing. Blessings on blessings, I'm a testament. Learn early, do not test the tent. Windows roll down, big poke, I'll leave you and your man's hesitant. Loud, another died on the block. Was it a cop or a eye? Tell them get on the job. All they hear is money talk. Man, I'm just trying to be the man. My mama said that I could. Started like an engine, a mechanic up in the hood. Fuck the Rico nigga, trying to get Ace Boogie paid in full. Hey, Matador, trying to avoid the
been wrong my whole life, motherfucker, trying to right up. Been at war with myself as motherfuckers trying to fight up. Now they see we the plug, everybody trying to bite up. We weren't supposed to make it, but we here gon' light up. Been wrong my whole life, motherfucker, trying to right up. Been at war with myself as motherfuckers trying to fight up. Now they see we the plug, everybody trying to bite up. We weren't supposed to make it, but we here gon' light up. Bitch said I wasn't shit, all because my hands low. Trying to figure out a way to turn the Merkles wins low. Never was down the ride, Lord knows I can't trust it. Back and forth in the state in that old 98 bucket, cops lurking on them corners, nigga. And I ain't with it. Back when we got a kick with smoking Dutchess packed with 50. Bree would be high as kite as I focused all on my music. But that's a different story. Little bitch wasn't using, got a call from VA, shit was good. I see more for you, nigga. Pack your bags, bring your music, got a tour for you, nigga. And we grindin'. Consistency was key, my nigga, all perfect timing. Got a kick from telling niggas that they city my island. That ain't want no problems. See young niggas mobbing. Now little niggas thriving from a city divided. Bigger picture like it's crazy out here. And ain't no love for you, nigga, you gotta pay for that. Been wrong my whole life, motherfucker, trying to right up. Been at war with myself as motherfuckers trying to fight up. Now they see we the plug, everybody trying to fight up. We weren't supposed to make it, but we here gon' light up. Been wrong my whole life, motherfucker, trying to right up. Been at war with myself as motherfuckers trying to fight up. Now they see we the plug, everybody trying to fight up. We weren't supposed to make it, but we here gon' light up.
Breaking Ground Radio, it's your homeboy DJ Swamp Thing, man. You're in the middle of where mainstream and local collab. Of course, that was Right Us, the homies Cassius Keys and Kells Q, man. If y'all ain't seen that video yet, go on YouTube and check that video out. It's called Right Us, man. Shout out to Judah God on the beat. And your boy Swamp Thing, man, made a little cameo on that video. So respect to the guys for that. So we were talking about and giving congratulations to the first African-American a female mayor in Atlanta who was just elected. Actually, she's the first African-American mayor in over 4 years. Keisha Lance Bottoms is her name. She won by, like I said, just a few hundred votes. And her opponent, Mary Norwood, who was of Caucasian descent, no surprise that she wanted a recount. Are you surprised at that? Because I'm not. And I want to know if y'all surprised at that for real. Like, does that really make it? Does that really, shock you that she wanted a recount because it was only by a margin of winnings? I mean, I played sports, and I know if you win by 1 point or 50 points, you still won. So, shout out to her for winning that, man. Our number here is 614-781-0754. And again, man, congratulations to her. As a matter of fact, Atlanta's been through a lot of turmoil in the 80s during the first presidency. Just in case you didn't know, there was some poverty and all that stuff going in during Ronald Reagan's presidency that caused the cities to build more developments. And when you do that, the economy changes, and obviously it didn't change for the better. So shout out to her again for winning that election, and I know she'll do a great job and make the people of Atlanta very, very proud. Time now is 6:29. We're going to get into our Who's Next track of the week. I met these guys actually for the first time on Tuesday. Again, just like I said, at part of a new venue, man, where they open the doors to the arts. The group is called Star Skull. They actually do a lot of things. I did some research on them. It's not just about music. They do a lot of other things as well. But the song is called Promise. And it's our Who's Next track of the week. Y'all check it out. Let me know if you're feeling it. And you can go and follow them on Instagram as well. Just check out my page at Swamp Thing DJ. And you can follow them from there. So here we go. Promise, Star Skull, right here on Breaking Ground. We'll be back.
Damn, Maya C.
This is an Henry 13. See, I done kept it for real. See, I done kept it too real. See, I done kept it for real. See, I done kept it too real. With you ain't care how I feel. We was really in the fields. Stopping trying to get a meal. Wait until I touch a meal. And all of my bitches with me, they for real. Got a couple niggas here for me, they gon' drill. We gon' drink how I feel. We was really in the field. Stopping trying to get a meal. Wait till I touch a meal.
Loyalty, love, hope, and desire. Feeling your luck and my heart on fire. I keep it real, girl, I'm not a liar. Hold me down, just be my rider. I know you're loving me, cause it's only one of me. I know you're loving me, cause it's only one of me. Remember me when I'm down, I'll stick around. I wanna leave you, baby. Even though you drive me crazy, even though you drive me crazy. You hold my gun when I'm selling these pounds. You bring me up when I be feeling down. When I be feeling down, yeah.
See, I done kept it for real. See, I done kept it too real. See, I done kept it for real. See, I done kept it too real. With you ain't care how I feel. We was really in the fields. Stopping trying to get a meal. Wait until I touch a meal. And all of my bitches with me, they for real. Got a couple niggas here for me, they gon' drill. They gon' drink how I feel. We was really in the field. Stopping trying to get a meal. Wait till I touch a meal.
Tell me the real, how do you feel? I know you feel for a nigga. I wanna like you, I'ma get rap you. Put my pride to the side for you. It's your body when you look in my eyes. You're my pride, don't be surprised. I hold her down when you gon' ride. You on my side. You my woman, my lady. I know you driving me crazy. Running fast like a Mercedes. I hold it down but don't play me. I know that you loving me. I know you loving me, young nigga. A lot of fuck, I get it good.
Yeah, for real.
Damn, Maya C.
I love you. And I want you, but I don't need you. Okay. I'm just making sure you know.
Baby, let me know for sure. Can you keep it real with me? You've been getting comfortable. Or have you learned how to deal with me? I just wanna ease your mind. I don't wanna have you stressing. Baby, can we spend some time? Baby, let me ease the pressure. I don't wanna press you. I don't wanna wait. And all them sidelines waiting, they gon' have to hate. It's me and you together, cause me and you forever. And I'ma be the best thing, cause you make me better. Baby, I don't need you. I'm with you cause I want you. Baby, I just want to give you all of me. I can give you all you need. Baby, I don't need you. I'm with you cause I want you. Baby, I just want to give you all of me. I can give you all you need. Baby, can we get away from everything you hear? Maybe find a sweet escape. Maybe here. My only concern is you. I'm hoping you'll feel how I feel. Tell me what I gotta do to have you see my love is real. I don't wanna press you, I don't wanna wait. And all them sidelines waiting, they gon' have to hate. It's me and you together, cause me and you got other. And I'ma be the best thing, cause you make me better. Baby, I don't need you, I'm with you cause I want you. Baby, I just want to give you all of me, I can give you all you need. Baby, I don't need you, I'm with you cause I want you. Baby, I just want to give you all of me, I can give you all you need.
Breaking Ground Radio, DJ Swamp Thing, man. We're mainstream and local collab. We are back at it. So the first song you heard was our Who's Next track of the week, man, by Star Skull. The song's called Promise. You know what I mean? So let me know how if you're feeling about that. Like I said, you can go on my Instagram at Swamp Thing DJ and check them out. You can follow them, listen to all that good stuff, man. Definitely off the chain. I met them Tuesday, mess respect to that whole clique. Yeah, so we got the whole crew finally in here, just like I promised. First of all, we got my dope guest co-host filling in for my ace, Tiffany L. Like I said, if you need to know anything about what's going on in the city, man, you need to holler at this young lady for real, because she know what's popping. Even when she was out of the service for a little bit, you know what I mean, becoming a new mom, she still kept track on what was popping. So we're glad to have her. I'm glad to have her here in the studio. Reached out to her, and she didn't hesitate to agree to come by and work this with me. So I appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. Annie B in the building. What's good?
Yo, what's up, y'all? How y'all
You
doing
all right?
tonight? I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here. Finally made it.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I'm glad you're here too, man. I know the traffic can be a little crazy around this time.
Well, like you said, also baby girl had, pulled my little legs real quick before I left the house. So
of course.
But
of
we made it.
No doubt. So what's popping? I know you got a few things up your sleeve that we're gonna talk about later on. If you want to tease that just a tad, let the people know what's coming up.
Well, I just want to say shout out to Tiffany L. Yo, if you're listening, girl, shout out to you. You know, I'll be listening to you, girl. You be doing your thing. Thanks for having me here today. Just like you said, I pretty much am in sync with what's going on in Columbus, Ohio. And we're gonna talk about it.
No doubt. I think the people need to know. I think everybody doesn't really understand how much stuff really goes on in the city.
Right.
There's
and I bounce around a lot,
Right.
So if you pay attention, you might be able to catch something.
Right. I know you do. So, and then we're gonna knock two out the bag right now, man. We ain't gonna take no break. We can go ahead and keep this train rolling. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce our guests, and since you did the work.
Well, I had to pull somebody up in here that was dope. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
good choice.
Well, who's got some things going on? Everybody always asks me like, yo, Annie, what's going on in the city? So, I try to peep what's going on, who's got things going on, who's serious about their craft, who's doing all the hard work. And this person in particular, I stopped by his spot. What was it? Double Happiness.
Right,
he had a show there. Shout out to Double Happiness, by the way, which closed its doors recently.
I heard.
Yeah.
Do we know why?
Let's not talk about it.
Okay. All right.
But Double Happiness has been good to the 614, and has supported a lot of local artists. So you want to, So, anyways, back to this dope guy.
No doubt.
So yeah, stopped through up there. Been a big fan for some time. He knows my husband as well.
For sure.
Shout out to him. And I was like, let me see if I could pull him up in here. And he agreed. He did not hesitate. So without further ado, everybody, we're going to give it big ups to Sam. Rothstein up in the house.
What up, everybody?
What's
How
good
today?
Oh, we all good, man. Thanks for stopping through, man.
Of course.
I'm trying to get these cats since I was on the underground, back on the east side.
All of it.
You know what I mean? So it's been a long time coming, man, but we appreciate you, man. What's good?
Not much, man. I almost got caught in that same damn traffic for real.
Did you?
Luckily, though, this is actually on my way home. Like, I used to live on the, southwest side of the city. So to come up here and do this right after work, it was almost never happening.
No doubt.
But yeah, man, I'm here.
No doubt.
Glad to be here, man.
Yeah. So what's popping, man? What's the new with you?
Man, a lot. I mean, I just, I finished the tour up in September, and that went real well. And then after that, man, I've just been really trying to make some new music. I'm working on a couple different EPs right now. I'm working on one with the Dreamcatchers. Me and that doing one called Casino, and then I'm working on another one. Haven't settled on the title yet, but it's with a real dope producer out of Michigan named Charlie Beats. So I'm doing that, and then I'm also working with Rating Labs, DJ, producer extraordinaire, man of many talents. Me and him are also working on a untitled project of his, yet to be named. Also planning a tour. Also trying to plan some shows out. I definitely got a Pipeline show coming up.
Shout out to the Pipeline.
Shout out to the Pipeline, man. What I've yet to check out. I definitely
we got an all-female version of the Pipeline coming.
Nice.
January 13th. That's at Hamptons on King.
Nice.
I was gonna make a post announcing the main lineup, but I figured, fucking, I'm on the radio now.
Maybe you can do it right now. Yeah.
I hope y'all listening.
Oh yeah, because I'm about to go live in a second.
The main acts that we got, man, we're gonna have Asia. We got Bree the rapper.
Free Coast. Hey.
That was shit I had ever heard in my life.
I love her. I love her music. I'm down for that song, so that's a dope one.
Yeah, Asia for sure. Then we got Bree the rapper.
Shout out to Bree.
We got Mir. And then my girls, Zella and Luna from Cincinnati, they're in a group called Sad Libs. So they're going to make their way up here. And they're going to be on there as well. They just dropped an amazing project. So, and then all the guest artists and stuff like that, we're still confirming a couple of those. But Tiffany Marie is going to be co-hosting it with me.
Shout out to my Marie.
All right, Tiffany Marie.
So, yeah. So it's definitely, the ladies are in the building for sure. It's going to be a very, very dope situation. So
how long has the Pipeline been going on?
Man, we threw the first one in February of this year.
Okay.
Kind of started as an accident. Really, initially, it was an idea I had when I went out to LA. I just wanted to do like a mixtape series that was just like half LA artists, half Ohio. But then as like things kind of progressed and started moving forward, I got the idea to like try and do it as a show. And so the first one we did was kind of a test run, and initially started as a buddy of mine from Cincinnati. Me and him were essentially just trading shows. He was like, I'll throw you one down here, you throw me one up there. So that's where I got the idea. I was like, okay, fuck it. Let's try and do the same lineup on 2 different shows in 2 different cities.
Right.
So the first one was in February. The second one in Cincinnati didn't happen until a couple months later. Because with the Pipeline, we always do one in Columbus, then one in the other city where, the other artists were coming from.
Right.
So the female one, that'll be the 6th one that we've done. A lot of people,
6-1.
Yeah, a lot of people have been wanting me to make it like a monthly type thing, and my whole thing is
gotta make them wait for it.
Well, yeah, and it's like it's me and Raiden that run those shows. Like there's nobody else really involved.
Right.
And so it's like
it takes time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of planning and stuff like that. The artists do actually get paid on this too. So it's like there's a lot more that goes into that. A lot of times I got to deal with managers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So anyway, and plus, like I just want to do it when the time is right. I want to, I don't want to just like have it be a thing that people think like, fuck it, I'll catch the next one.
Right.
You want it to be right, and things take proper preparation, which is what we're going to get into later as well for artists. So that's dope.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I think that's one definitely one way to have your show not last long when people start to get in that attitude about I'll catch it next time. I mean, it's and everybody's guilty. That's no shots. It just happens because I don't think most people don't really plan that far ahead and say, you know what. Maybe it's good if we don't do this month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And especially
and that's
Columbus,
okay.
Man. Especially in Columbus, though, because it's like, if you gotta, I mean, when you look at, what Free Love was doing, the Free Love shows, man, they were incredible.
They were huge.
And shout out to the whole Free Love gang, man.
No
Those
doubt.
are all my dudes. And I went to as many of those as I could, but it's like, when you were looking at the numbers of people they were getting in there, and artists and just people there to,
just spectate.
It's like, that's a lot of momentum to keep going every single month. And because also it's not like Free Love was the only show in the city.
Right.
And now, Columbus is in such a good position for artists to where a lot of the initial gatekeepers have been kind of pushed out of the way, and artists are really starting to run their own shows. I mean, you look at Dom Deshawn, the Wicked Divine series, Devin XO was throwing a lot of his own shows and stuff like that too. I was doing the Pipeline.
Always throwing his own joints.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
I was throwing my own shows.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But the whole
creating that platform,
the whole Sunday 614 gang, all that, you know what I mean? Like, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a great problem to have because I'm telling you right now, other cities in the Midwest do not have these problems like we do.
Right.
And so, so it's very exciting, but also you got to factor in because I see it a lot too. That's the reason I plan shows so sparsely now is because like, yo, you got to check that weekend ahead of time and make sure no
overlap
one
is
else
ser-
is booked
yeah,
too.
that overlap is serious.
'Cause there'll be nights with just 3 hip hop shows in the city, and it's like, damn, my friends are at all of them.
All of them, right?
So you
And,
know
right.
that night you were at Double Happiness,
Mhm.
I had came from like 3 other spots before I
Yeah.
even got to your spot, and then I was like, dang, I at least got to stop through.
And I thought I got lucky that night. I was like, yeah, there's no other shows going on. There's no other shows in the city. And then, yeah, there were. And so, and that's the other thing too. Like, Columbus is real deceiving. It seems like a small city, but it's not. Like, there's 2 million people that live here. It's a big city, and there's a lot of different scenes within Columbus. You know what I mean? The east side is doing completely different stuff than the north side, and the west side is doing different stuff than the south side, and vice versa, and all that. So, you know, I'm always on the lookout for new artists. I'm always trying to find out, you know, littler shows that maybe I never heard of anybody on it and stuff like that. But like, I'm always looking out for that type of stuff, because I feel like you have to some degree, you have to have that curiosity, or you have to want to be able to find the new stuff to be able to really properly support it. I see a lot of people that talk about putting on for the city, and a lot of people that talk about putting on for the scene and the culture, but really they're putting on for their friends
or for themselves.
Yeah,
you know, for themselves, and that's something we're going to talk about later too. Because one thing I noticed is if you have an event on the east side, you know, we don't have transit outside of Coda.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
we have the Uber. You know, that's all new and stuff, but you know, it's not like the pipeline, you know, being able to get from point A to point B,
right?
You know, with no interruption. If you're on the east side, you're typically going to stay on the east side.
Yeah.
If there's an event on the north side, you're probably going to want to stay on the north side. So again, like you said, being able to check out what's going on the weekend, seeing where you want to be at, because a lot of people don't like to bounce around.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, a lot of people don't put their events on Eventbrite, and unless you're kind of following the people on Facebook, there's no real kind of bulletin board to go to really look at where all the events are happening. I mean, I pretty frequently just go on Facebook and just look up events just to see. I just check the dates and stuff. But yeah, it's honestly,
you gotta make a nap.
No,
you do.
I think it's the one spot.
Marv go hard in the studio, y'all.
Shout out to the one spot, man. They put a lot of my flyers up there too, man. I had that app downloaded. I got a new phone, so I got to re-download it. But they were kind of geared towards that as well. I forgot about them. But yeah, man, you know, like, I've been wanting to go out to Parvino Lounge for the past 9 fucking Wednesdays.
Me too.
But
So it's not
like,
just me.
And I live on the north side. I live in Westerville.
Right.
So, like, you know, that's not that far for me.
But
And so, and plus, like, I'm originally from Lancaster. I used to have to drive an hour and 10 minutes to work every fucking day. So, like, when people in Columbus be like, "Oh, it's too far,"
it's like 30 minutes.
It's a big circle, though, man. Come on, it ain't that bad.
I know gas is expensive. But gas is
30
not that goddamn expensive anymore.
Right, it ain't that bad.
So, so I don't know, but yeah, I mean.
So we're gonna go together. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a vow.
Yeah, let's do it.
And we're gonna show up there on a Wednesday night. Annie, Ann, and Sam gonna step in the building one of these nights.
Do it.
But I was there on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Shout
Well,
out.
the other thing is,
got
like,
the picture to prove it.
Wednesdays is a big
Wednesdays is the
podcast
night.
schedule day for me too.
Yeah.
Though it's usually the day I'm able to schedule podcasts, so I have people coming over to my crib
Yeah.
to record those or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, also I'm an old man now.
But how's that going? Let's talk about your podcast.
Podcast's been going great. I mean, it's still just, you know, man, like, I haven't invested properly enough in it to get a setup like this to where it's like I could really go live if I wanted to. I could get it all on video and stuff like that. Really what I need, and actually now that I got this platform, anybody wants to be my producer for the podcast, go right ahead.
Yeah, man. Get it all out like you got the mic in front of you,
right
Sam.
now. No, man, but the podcast was really just for me, honestly, because it's like I came from a place where it's like I had no hip hop friends. There was nobody I could talk to about this thing that I love. In Lancaster,
in Lancaster. Okay,
no,
you're right.
I'm talking about growing up.
Oh, okay.
Had to rethink that. So you know what?
Yeah, I don't have a single hip hop friend in Columbus. I can't find a single person to talk about rap with. But no, but you know, and so like once I started getting in the music scene and being a part of it, man, like it was just so fun for me to nerd out and talk to people that love the same shit that I've loved my whole life. You know what I mean? And then going further into it, you know, I started meeting all these artists that it's like, well, damn, I look up to you and I want to learn from you, but we're still peers. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I could still, I've got your number. We can hang out.
Right.
So really what the main focus of the podcast was just kind of like keeping some sort of a record of the artists around here. Like I just wanted to give just a couple hour spot to just shoot the shit. No breaks, no interruptions, no nothing, and you don't even gotta plug anything if you don't want to. We can just talk about something else.
Seen that.
Yeah, well, I don't feed everybody yet because that's a problem.
Speaking of food, we're gonna talk about that later though. He owes me something.
Something on long term to do this.
But no, man, it's been cool. But really, I just like we just did one at a friend's Thanksgiving, and it's like me and Dreamcatchers. You know, he does a little cooking himself. I do cooking as well. So we went halves on a big Thanksgiving dinner. We had a bunch of people over. We didn't even really like formally invite anybody. We just kind of like saw who showed up, and
right, yeah.
And
what y'all doing today?
We got 9 or 10, but like it ended up being a room full of like, you know, it was
Trip was there, right?
Trip Fontaine, Raiden Labs, Dreamcatchers, Javante, Greg Owens, Raja. There was Malcolm from Flypaper was in there, so I was like,
"That's a nice group."
Yeah, and then we all got drunk. So I was like, "Oh, I gotta record this." And so I went and got the microphone and my laptop, and then we ended up doing one of the most fun podcasts. But we ended up talking about some real shit on there, and so it's like, with a podcast, to me, it's way more about comfort and less about production and stuff like that. Because the production value of the podcast is trash. I will say that right now. Like,
but you got a lot to talk about. You have a great group of people to talk to.
Yeah, and that's just kind of really what it is. But I am definitely looking for a producer because I want to be able to go through the podcast themselves, find the good snippets, the little 5-minute sections. Because a lot of people don't want to sit for an hour and listen to something, and I get that. But then again, I'm also not making it for those people. I'm making it for the people that want to sit for an hour.
Right.
But I do want to get a little more production behind it and get it on more platforms because right now it's still only on SoundCloud and stuff like that. So I'm trying, I want to get video for it, get it on YouTube and whatnot. But I mean, that's a weekly thing. So it usually, the day it comes out switches, but lately it's just been Fridays. That's been the way that it's been going. So usually Friday mornings. So I got one coming out tomorrow with Milligram, a dope artist from the West Side. So he's definitely been doing his thing, going on tour and whatnot.
No doubt. And I want to backtrack a little bit because it's something you said that resonated with me when you were talking about, some of the artists that you've seen in these different places that you looked up to and you seen for the first time. And I remember I saw you for the first time at the Chill when I was just being the DJ.
Dang, that's been a minute.
Right. Yeah. This was at the SC bar, so it's been on the east side
over in
Reynoldsburg.
Yeah,
and it was you, and then I saw Senseless.
Yeah, Senseless was there.
Yep. And I remember in my mind saying, because I was still at that point, I was still trying to get my feet in the water as far as DJing is concerned too. So I remember thinking like, man, these dudes is dope. Like Columbus might actually have something here. You know what I'm saying?
Columbus has a lot,
that was all in the midst of meeting Keys for the first time, meeting Kel for the first time. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, this little tornado is getting pretty big around here. So, for anybody that says Columbus ain't got talent, and like you said, with the population that this city has, man, I think we probably got one of the most dynamic talents in the whole country, in my opinion.
Absolutely. What I can say is just from my, in 2017, man, I went to Detroit a couple different times. I went to LA a couple different times in the past couple years, and just the tour I did, I went to a bunch of different states, saw a bunch of different cities, and so far I haven't seen some shit like what we have.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, I just haven't. When you look at the amount of when you look at the roster, if you just stuck a gun to my head and were like, name every dope artist in Columbus right now, and I would just be like, Trigno, Sarab.
Right.
And I would keep going and going and going forever. And it's like, it's getting to the point though that we're seeing each other. And, big shout outs to Ness Words. Rest in peace. Like that man has inspired so much of the talent, and he pushed
out the woodwork.
He pushed so many artists forward, myself included. The Sam Rothstein you see today does not exist without the shit he taught me, hands down.
No doubt.
And so, so I don't know, man. It's just like there were a lot of great. I don't want to say elder or older artists because that sounds whack, but it's like I don't know, like just big brother artists basically.
Right.
That really showed a lot of the dudes my age and a lot of the dudes my age now because I'm 28. Now I'm showing younger cats.
And you look up like, oh wow, there's other people coming right behind you.
Yeah. And so it's like, and to me that's a good thing though because I've always looked at it like, man, every artist we're all just on a big ladder. And there's always people above you and there's always people below me or below you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's not like you got to knock people off to get ahead, but it's like you can help people up too.
We all got a space on the ladder, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
What I like about it is Columbus is really organic. So, you know, a lot of people like to say, well, there's nothing to do tonight. You know, if you really pay attention, like you guys were saying, you have to fill out what your vibe is for the night.
Yeah.
Because there's always something going on. It's always different dynamics. You'll have one spot where it's like an open mic type of night. You'll have karaoke. You'll have, like Sam said, one of his events going on. You got some raw hip hop. You got free love. You got Sundays. There's always something going on.
Always.
You find out what your vibe is. There's something out there for you. Even the older crowd, you know, we got the Savoy Club. We have the Goodfellas. We have all types of different ranges of musicians and artists out here. So, you know, Columbus does have that sauce, you know.
It definitely does. It definitely does. And so shout out to the whole city, man. Shout out to Mom Go Hard over there.
Yeah.
What's up with dog? You know what I mean? Getting here being a photographer and videographer today. You know what I mean? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick little music break. And when we come back, Annie B will get heavy into the topics. We'll get Sam Rothstein to definitely chip into those topics. We'll get Marv Go Hard to get into the topics. We about to just chop it up a little bit. You got a song for us by chance?
Yeah, I emailed you a couple.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll check the email.
I actually got like a new joint that no one's ever heard featuring King. It's not even dropping yet. It's not even dropping yet. But I just want to. Yeah. All right. King dropping Cassius Keys and myself, produced by Raiden Labs.
I'm excited.
I'm about to get on it.
It's a real
call in, y'all.
Right now. Yes, the number is 614-781-0754. Call in. You can talk to Sam. You can talk to us as we get into this topic. You can just call just to say what's up if you don't know none of us, which I know ain't true. But it don't even matter. It's all love, man. We go Laura with Summer Flame, man. We'll be back. Breaking.
Everything you do just comes naturally, and it comes back to me. You're exceptional. Everywhere you are, people know you. Baby, you're a star, and I can't help myself. Your irresistibility, it makes it hard to breathe. It makes it hard being me, and I can't help myself. When you're around, my heart skips a beat, and I can't help myself. I gotta focus on being me. If this is a summer thing, and if it's just a summer thing, let's make it good. Let's make it good. If this is a summer thing, and if it's just a summer thing, let's make it good. Let's make it good. Yeah. Come here. Let me show you something you ain't never seen. Let me take you down and make you believe. There is more to life than this. I can't help myself. Your irresistibility, it makes it hard to breathe. It makes it hard being me, and I can't help myself. When you're around, my heart skips a beat, and I can't help myself. I gotta focus on being me. If this is a summer thing, and if it's just a summer thing, let's make it good. Let's make it good. If this is a summer thing, and if it's just a summer thing, let's make it good. Let's make it good, yeah.
Babe, I had so much fun today. Yeah, I miss seeing you. When are you coming back? Oh, man. Okay. Well, I'll see you around then. Yeah. It's been cool, man. I love you too. I'll see you.
Turn it up.
Making Ground Radio home with DJ Swamp Thing, man, where mainstream and local collab. We back in it, but we ain't gonna be in it too much longer because we about to go and play this very, very, very exclusive track by the homie and bless the email with the new track. I'm gonna let him go ahead and introduce it and everything.
Yo, this joint is called A Real Thing, and it is produced by Raiden Labs, featuring me, Cassius Keys, and King Joff. This is gonna be on Raiden's project,
no doubt.
So yeah, I hope you guys like it.
All right, let's roll. When we come back, and the beat's taking over. Breaking Ground Radio.
I've been riding smoke, the sunroof, man, that's a real thing. I got shows going up in and out of state, man, that's a real thing. I got flows running circles round most in the game, that's a real thing. When you get the love on the road, home don't feel the same, that's a real thing. Hey, I got women getting mad because they ain't getting close, that's a real thing. I see the ones that work the least always be doing the most, that's a real thing.
It's a whole song, I promise.
So we so there was a little slight, it was rolling, and I was trying to turn it up and it went off for a second. Well, we're gonna try to get back at it. Let me see here. Let's see if I can do some magic real quick.
Come back to that, though.
We might, yeah. Oh, we definitely.
It was real.
We're gonna make it happen. But in the meantime, while I work on this, we're gonna let Annie B do her thing. So you get to you taking over, man. I'm gonna work on this. And
all right, so cool.
We
what's
talking
up,
local.
Columbus, Ohio, everybody listening. I'm Annie B right here sitting in for Tiffany L. Shout out to Tiff if you're listening. So they asked me, like, what you want to talk about? And me being who I am, if you know me, I'm a little random. So I decided to keep it along the lines we'll be going through tonight. So seeing that we got Sam in the house, I would like to rap about artists and how they perform, giving them tips on how to be better performers, bridging that gap that we're talking about support. I see a lot of people on Facebook, a lot of artists per se, who get on Facebook, they have an event, they're like, well, I know who's messing with me now because so-and-so didn't show up, or only this many people showed up, or half the crowd that showed up, I don't even know who they are. So I want to go ahead and talk about that. Also want to talk about how to present yourself as an artist. Are you putting in the work? How to be a better artist. So we're going to go ahead and just start talking about artists overall in Columbus, Ohio.
I can talk for a minute.
We can talk for days about this.
Right.
But really looking to give you artists out there who are listening some tips, some pointers. And if you feel like you have something you want to say, or you feel like you don't agree, what's up? Go ahead and call us. We here till 8. Yep. So, where we want to start at? I feel like we should just start with,
I mean,
performance.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest.
So let me tell y'all. So everybody knows. If you do know me, I bounce around a lot. If you don't know me, now you know I bounce around a lot. So I'm the type of person who supports generally everyone. If I see you putting in that effort and taking it serious, and whether you work a 9 to 5 or not, I see you going home and you're still putting energy into yourself and your craft. And you also are supporting other artists. So I'll bounce from the east side.
Pause. I say the number real quick for my man PDMC.
What's up, P?
What up, y'all? 614-781-0754. Right there on that board.
You see it, P? Y'all got it?
614-781-0754. 614.
I'm gonna shout the number as well, too.
781.
Y'all need.
I'm lying. That's not the right number. Am I giving the right number? Yep. I am. 614-781-0754, y'all.
Some asshole wrote the number backwards.
Somebody wrote it backwards. I'm dyslexic and all,
but it's cool.
But for real, just want to talk about,
Yeah, that's right, P.
Performing as an artist. So to me, when I walk into a space as a creative and people get on stage, it starts the moment you walk in the door for me. A lot of artists think it starts when they hit the stage, or it's over when they get off the stage. Until you leave that facility, until you are in your own space, people are paying attention to you. Your presentation, how do you look? Do you smell good? Hygiene is important. You know, are you taking it serious enough to where you're in a performance space, a zone? It's like a mentality of, I'm about to perform. I feel like a lot of people aren't taken serious because they just show up. There was no energy or thought put into their presentation of themselves, and that's why people don't take you serious.
Yeah.
Do y'all agree? Or
I definitely agree.
Absolutely.
I feel like
if you carry yourself like you got to carry yourself like you're serious about this shit. You know what I mean? Like you got to carry yourself as if you are trying to do this for your job.
Right.
And I feel like there are so many people that there's so many rappers especially, and I'm gonna just say rappers that
we can stay there.
That they just want to be a rapper. They want to play a rapper.
Right.
They're putting on the costume. You know what I mean? And the truth is, when you take this shit serious and you want to make rap music and you want to do it as a career, for most people, it's way harder to do that when you're doing rapper shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Typical. Yeah.
And so it's like the ones that are serious, no matter what their content is, their content may be about fucking bitches and smoking weed all day. But like, if they're in a position to where they're really out here working, they spend all fucking day doing this shit.
Exactly.
And like, that's why my hashtag is Sam at work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's just my whole thing is I always knew I wanted my fans to know as soon as they hit my Instagram, as soon as they get to my Facebook or whatever, or new people, they ain't got to scroll a bunch of times past stupid memes and shit that I shared, or a bunch of emotional ass statuses, or anything like that. They don't got to scroll far at all to see a flyer or a link or something like that to let them know, hey, I'm working for you. I am your guy's employee. And so, but man, when it comes to performances, though,
I mean, it's a hit or miss for me. You know, I don't think that you have to necessarily like get in a suit and tie, you know, not that type of thing. But what is your look? Like when I see Sam, he always has on a damn hoodie. Right. You know, so
you just got to look like your music.
You have to look like your music.
Just look like
you're a walking brand.
Represent
you're
yourself.
a walking billboard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have to do that. My biggest thing is after watching so many artists, my biggest thing as far as the whole performance as a whole is preparation. What are you doing?
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Are you in the corner, woo sign, counting the 10? You know, I can respect that. You know, are you just ghost, like nowhere to be found, but it's 5 minutes left, and then you just pop out ready to do your thing? Or are you mingling? Are you drinking? Are you high?
Right.
You know,
or are you just trying to grab the mic just to go ham, just to get off of it to say I did that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you ain't did a damn thing.
I mean, I think it's a misstep in becoming a serious artist and stage presence. And I hate to see some of the artists get in front of people who really understand on that next level, and you get up there and you can't hold a crowd. You're not gonna be on stage.
You're not.
I don't care how good the music, your music gonna stay on the radio.
Yeah.
But you gotta be able to have the state, you gotta be able to control the crowd, make the crowd your bitch.
Basically,
for real.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of artists go to a show and they're looking at it as if like, okay, I'm gonna go here and I'll get all of these fans or I'll get all these eyeballs on me, but they don't realize that like, bro, the show is not for you.
Right.
You are a part of the show. The show is for the crowd. The show is for the people to be entertained. If they're not entertained, then what the fuck are you doing here?
Right.
I totally agree.
And that's the problem, is that most people just look at a show as an opportunity. I have the opposite problem. I got in this shit to rap to human beings, real live breathing human beings in front of me. That's the whole reason I even got into this shit. I have the opposite problem. My SoundCloud, not as popping as a lot of these dudes, but a lot of these dudes are popping SoundClouds. You get them on a microphone, and then you have them go on right after me, they're not gonna be too happy to fucking do so.
Right.
Because I've done shitty crowds in the middle of Indiana, in the middle of nowhere, and it's just Trump supporters wall to wall. I've done those crowds.
Yeah.
And I know what to do with those. I know how to get through that shit. So it's like, now I also do a lot of shows, but it's like, yo, man, if you're not gonna be serious about shows, don't even do it.
So can I piggyback real quick?
Yeah.
So let's go back real quick. So you know you got to control the crowd. You have to know your purpose and why you're in this position to be in this show, in the lineup. But that preparation that you guys were talking about, a lot of things that I have noticed, because I'm a curator, I'm a creative curator. I put a lot of people together. I do personal consultations, and we have these exact conversations I do with artists about how can you be better. Well, what did I notice when I came and seen you perform was A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is what you should do. Try this. And let me know how that works next time. So a lot of times when I go to some of these events, and sometimes I'm hosting them. So, you know, I get both sides of it.
Right.
Preparation as far as having your music ready.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot be prepared mentally or even your vibe, you know, that you're trying to give off to the crowd if you're not even ready with your music. So not only does it frustrate the crowd, not only does it frustrate the host, not only does it frustrate the person who put this event together to create an experience, the DJ is never going to want to work with you ever again.
Yeah.
So,
yo, stop treating the DJ like he's your fucking iPod.
Exactly.
Like the DJ is a person, he's a very crucial part to that show. I've been guilty of it too. Like I've done the same shit too, but it's like, yo, don't be like telling the DJ like, oh, can you rewind that real quick for me? It's like, it doesn't work like that, bro. It doesn't, that's not a thing.
Right. So having your music ready is a very important aspect of being able to deliver as you should to the crowd.
Yeah.
Have it multiple streams. Don't just be like, oh, well, I had it like this, but you don't have a backup plan. You need to have a backup plan. That's how people know when you're being serious. I've waited 15 to 20 to 30 minutes max for artists to get their music together for an event that they knew they were supposed to be
at. A show that was going on
at that moment? Going on at that moment.
Oh, see, no, they would have been booted the fuck out.
So listen, you know, and me, I'm really cool about it. You know, what's in my event, I was just hosting, but I was like, listen, you have 5 minutes to get this or I'm moving on to the next person. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got me out here wobbling. Y'all got me out here doing it. You know, and I love entertaining people and keeping the crowd going. But when you're the artist who's supposed to be delivering the same experience, you got to be ready.
Right.
In all aspects. So
all aspects.
I got my main flash drive that's usually always on my keys. I always have it attached to my car keys. And most of the DJs now, I was always the type that, you know, like during the 2016 was kind of the year that I was like, yo, I'm hitting every single goddamn show Columbus has to offer. I'm gonna do. I don't care how small. Went really well actually. Yeah. It was good. I'm definitely never doing it again though. But like, you know, but every new DJ I encountered though, I would always just tell them like, hey, save my songs on there because I know I'm gonna see you again.
Right.
So that way, and that really, it saved me in a jam a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're going up to a DJ and be like, oh well, just go to my Gmail real quick,
or go to my SoundCloud, and find my music.
Yeah, go to my SoundCloud, and it's like, no, dude, you figure it out. Like you figure it out. Yeah.
And what that does is it's a domino effect. So if you're not ready, now I have to delay what I'm doing, which pulls out of what I'm supposed to be doing for the crowd, which pulls the DJ who's going like, oh, let me go through these files, which is prolonging the show. You know, it's just a whole domino effect.
It's a lot.
And as an artist, it's okay to feel yourself and to be smelling yourself, but don't get caught up so much in yourself that you forget about other people.
Right.
So as a DJ, here's two of the things that irk me the most out of everything. I can almost deal with the file searching. You know, if it's like that, to a certain extent. But this is the two things that irk me the most. Well, there's one thing that irks me and one thing that I really love that I wish other artists would do. The thing that I hate the most is artists who don't know how to utilize the mic properly. They got the mic way down here. Turn it up. Or they're swallowing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like,
or they just cover the entire thing with their hands.
With their hands.
Go like this.
And they're looking at me like, you gonna adjust the volume?
And you don't have to yell, people. You do not have to yell in the mic to be heard.
Some people also just don't have the voice for it. Right. The people that are yelling don't know. They haven't figured out how to project properly yet.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of people will just never be able to do it. Like my ass, like I know how to play guitar. I don't go around calling myself a guitarist because my fucking fingers just don't do the shit I need to do. Like they just don't. I tried. I played for years, but like, yo, I'm not gonna be a guitarist. Like at some point, just realize what you can or can't do.
Right. Respecting that.
Yep. And but the thing that I love the most is when artists gives me a flash drive or they send me an email with just a show set in one piece. So it's just one.
So you like that?
Show. I love that
because you get to go in there, right?
The only thing that they would probably want from me is, hey, I'm gonna cue you when you pause it. I'm gonna say some shit, and then you can go back at it.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Really
but when they have it just running like that, and then that gives the DJ a chance to actually enjoy the show, listen to the music too. You know, my mind gets to wandering about. Okay, you know that's dope. I can fit it here, everywhere. You know, and I don't. It's not that I don't mind just separate tracks. I don't mind. I can work that too, because the finesse you can finesse that well. But it just. I think it. Yeah, and the artists, if they know their music, you can really tell.
Yeah.
Versus,
see, that's funny because that's literally the one rule we have for the pipeline for artists to not do. Yeah, don't. Raiden hates it. I don't really.
We got a call.
Yep. Let's see what's popping. Let me turn make sure this phone is up. Breaking Ground Radio. This is DJ Swamp Thing. Who's this?
This is Solo Louis. What's going on, man?
What's up, Solo? Ooh, that's loud. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Okay, you guys hear him?
Is that Solo?
Yep.
Hey, Solo, can you speak up for us, please?
Yeah, sorry, let me get the phone. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good. I turned you up. You good. It was our fault. What's up, man?
What's going on? I'm watching y'all live stream. So down, man. You the truth.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
I had a question for you, though, man.
Okay.
As far as getting the crowd and like revved up, because I went and I performed, and I'm paying attention real close to my performance and how I'm projecting myself to the crowd. But one thing that really got my attention is some artists get up there and they get the crowd involved as soon as they step on the stage, and that's something I've always admired because I'm nervous as hell before I get on stage.
Of course.
So I kind of lose like track of what I'm going to do right before I get on stage sometimes. So I would just like to know what his advice on that topic is.
Man, it really just comes from a confidence in your material and rehearsing. The other thing is you got to realize, man, like the artists are the first. We have to show the crowd how to act. The crowd isn't going to be hype unless we're hype. Now, there's also some people that can completely misread the entire energy of the crowd.
Right.
But for the most part, you know, I try to at least do, I mean, most of the songs in my set, I've been doing for a couple years now. So it's like they're memorized to fucking hell and back. I still forget words sometimes if I don't rehearse, though. So definitely rehearse a couple hours before the show. But then the other thing is, man, once you step on that stage, you just got to realize, and Ness taught me this, man, that stage is your country. Then, like, you just got elected the president of that fucking stage, and your term is 15 minutes. Like and so don't be a shitty president while you're up there. And you got to realize if you're up on that stage, there's a reason you're up on that stage. And so when you get to the end zone, man, act like you've been there before, act like you're going back. That's really
act
what
like
it
you
is.
belong. Like act like you are supposed to be there.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense to you, my dude?
Man, it made perfect sense, man.
No doubt. No doubt.
For sure, man.
For sure.
Yo, keep it going. Yeah, that's all I have, man. Y'all have a good one, man.
All right, man. You too, man. Appreciate you, big up.
That word he used, rehearsal. A lot of artists don't know about that.
They don't.
Rehearsal.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
They don't think they have to because they think rehearsal is just memorization.
Yeah. Or I dropped that track in the studio.
Difference.
Yeah, it's a difference.
Because I'll be saying the shit that I'll be saying in between songs during rehearsal too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, it's usually never going to be the same as to when I'm actually doing it, but I still look at when I rehearse, I try to only face one direction when I do it. I try to like, okay, this wall, this is the crowd. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I just try to visualize at least a little bit what's going to be happening and stuff like that. But then a lot of times I like the surprise of it.
Yeah,
and, you know, even me as a host, I like to project that energy at home. So my kids are my little crowd. I'm like, hey, y'all, what's up? How y'all doing tonight? You know, you have to find your element, find your zone. And like he said, just own it. When you step out there, it's all you, baby. And they're relying on you. Because some people come and, you know, they just like to spectate. They don't really want to participate.
Right. That's true.
But you may be able to draw them in unlike anybody else. So don't feel bad also if the crowd does not respond how you initially think they will. Don't have that expectation. Just have that expectation that I'm going to do my best. I'm going to give off all the good vibes that I have. All this dopeness, you about to be dripping in it real quick.
No doubt.
And let me just refer to the one person that just keeps crossing my mind as we're talking about this. I'm getting chills. Man, Cassius. Man, listen. So to me, he is a dope representative for what we're talking about as far as like coming out there and just owning it.
Yeah, his energy is
spoken word and doing hip hop. It's the same.
Listen,
same thing.
I've seen him perform. His eyes was closed. He's out there just feeling it. And at the end of the day, when you look around, you're like, oh, they feeling that. Because he's in his element. He's doing him. He's not trying to be like anyone else. I've seen Sam at work and, you know, doing his thing. Ice Soldier, he has his own little sauce.
Joe, man.
He actually just went live.
Who just went live?
Right, go ahead. I got you up.
He actually went live on his Facebook and asked this same question. Like, what do people like about the Columbus scene, hip hop, like performances and stuff? And one of the main things that I was saying was you need actual fans there and not just a whole bunch of artists. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's doing the same thing, because they're thinking I'm better than you anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's just how the mentality is. You need people that don't do your craft there also.
I think there's a 50-50 in that.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a balance to it, only because at least just what I've seen with mainly like a lot of Northside artists, you know, Cassius, Trigno, all, you know, shout outs Ross Formation, all those guys, they come to the show roll very deep to the show.
Right.
But the thing is, though, the people that aren't there, that are the people that are artists, and then there's the people that aren't artists that are there, they like watch what Raw's Formation does when Trig is performing or Lamont is up there singing or whoever.
Right.
And they have now set the example for the crowd. And I've watched them get the crowd engaged because it's like, and that's going back to what I said before, like no matter what, in any music scene, the artists are the torchbearers. Those are the one that set the example. So it's like, the artists got to act right as fans as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
we got to remember that we're fans too. And that was another thing Ness talked about. Ness was always big on that shit of just like, yo, you have got to stop this whole like, oh, I can't be a fan. I
and
can't
set
be
the
dick
example
riding.
that you can be supportive as an artist as well.
If you don't show love, that's a diss. That's kind of like a diss in your face. Like you just looking like, crossing your arms, just or walk out the room. Like I don't like when artists leave.
Yeah, you can't.
That's you.
Like look,
That's
like
you.
I'll go like this, like let's all link up and take a picture after. Everybody that was in it, or so and so left, dipped out the moment they were finished.
That's you.
Well, how does that really? Unless you had another gig, I feel like that's a little tacky. If you
take some of the crowd,
you take not only the crowd, but you're taking that energy that you just dropped on the stage and you're leaving.
Right.
And to be a supportive artist as a fan, whatever you want to call it, as a fan, as a supportee, whatever, you want to make sure that you're giving what you're asking for at the same time. You can't look for people to support you. Yeah, your stuff is hot, but your energy or what you give off when you get done performing, you just take it with you.
Yep. No, I totally agree. So we got to take a break. I got the song up. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we are good. And then when we come back, man, I'm loving this conversation. I want to get a little bit more into that, what we were just saying about the artist leaving and the respect factor, because I think those are two big things. And I'm on the stage as a DJ, so I and it happens all the time. It's like, man, 5 seconds ago the place was jumping.
Yes.
Now everybody gone, and so
people leave with
Yep. So here we go. Real Thing, Sam Rothstein, Cassius Keys, and King Joff. Let's go.
Shout out to them.
I've been riding smoke coming out the sunroof, man, that's a real thing. It's a real thing. I got shows going up in and out of state, man, that's a real thing. I got flows running circles round most in the game, that's a real thing. When you get the love on the road home, don't feel the same, that's a real thing. Hey, I got women getting mad because they ain't getting close, that's a real thing. This is real thing. I see the ones that work the least always be doing the most. That's a real thing. It's a struggle when I post. I got too much to promote. That's a real thing. These rappers known in the city, but outside they a ghost. That's a real thing. Real That's a real thing. Like, man, I be really making plays like running backs, DJs running back, so I'm really getting played. We really surfing on a different wave. We really working more efficient ways. We really in the house party like we getting played. They really run their mouth off, but ain't got shit to say. I really think about quitting some days, and then I quit because I think about the shit I really get to say. I've been riding smoke coming out the sunroof, man, that's a real thing. It's a real thing. I got shows going up in and out of state, man, that's a real thing. I got flows running circles round most in the game, that's a real thing. When you get the love on the road home, don't feel the same, that's a real thing. Hey, I got women getting mad because they ain't getting close, that's a real thing. It's a real thing. I see the ones that work the least always be doing the most, that's a real thing. It's a struggle when I post, I got too much to promote, that's a real thing. These rappers known in the city, but outside they a ghost, that's a real thing.
I've been looking for the real thing, past the pop a pill phase, drinking on a numb pain. I've been trying to shoot my shot, can't find the gun, rain goes nearly in range, bang bang, squad goes, what the fuck it is, man, smoking like it's horse pipe, drinking like a fish now. Oh, told me I'm the shit, guess that's why they pissed now. Cooking up crazy, I just flipped the wrist, water whip now. Lights in the rear view, but I won't slow down. I've been on my own, so I've been thinking, while we live our whole life for the weekend. What you amounting to, why you thinking? Money talking, but your heart is speaking. Cushions my aroma, I be thinking. Life got me diving off the deep end. On edge, start about then life no longer suck, they all be leeching.
I've been riding smoke coming out the sunroof, man, that's a real thing. I got shows going up in and out of state, man, that's a real thing. I got flows running circles around most in the game, that's a real thing. When you get the love on the road, home don't feel the same, that's a real thing. Hey, I got women getting mad because they ain't getting close, that's a real thing. I see the ones that work the least always be doing the most, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. It's a struggle when I post, I got too much to promote, that's a real thing. These rappers known in the city, but outside they a ghost, that's a real thing.
1800, it's a real thing. King job, baby, I'm a real king. Shorty, I take you at school, walk you down to the office, sign your ass up for drill team. Come here. Shit back, baby, it's a real thing. Check the conglomerate, it's a real team. I'm at work like my name's Sam Rothstein. Ask Cassie, we got the keys to the city, man. Set up, we about to start a whole group. Start shooting smoke coming out the sunroof. Bad bitties with ass titties and some in the lab. We money getters that never tolerate disrespect. Ghost, don't try to knock me cause you knock me, and when you try to copy it sound sloppy as usual. It ain't gon' make me, it gon' break me, and maybe make you look shady and sorta like you just hate me cause you ain't me little bitch. Ray laugh sound like I'm outer space. 2 cups in extended cake with a laser on it at the table, sitting with a space chicken on my dinner plate. Sauce, baby, that's a real thing. I got my apron on, come and kiss the real king. I'm no sleep with the hustle. Use music like muscle flex up because I'm living the real thing. Network, boost your network. Best way to do that, get it check first. Red rhyme like wait, shit your neck first. Got this game full of queens, better check it first. OH on 10, we up next first. Sex game by the hit, we on deck first. Ask London where we headed for the next turn. Baby, I'm just trying to see you make it let
smoke coming out the sunroof, rain, that's a real thing. I got shows going up in and out of state, man, that's a real thing. I got flows running circles around most in the game, that's a real thing. When you get the love on the road, home don't feel the same, that's a real thing. Hey, I got women getting mad because they ain't getting close, that's a real thing. I see the ones that work the least always be doing the most, that's a real thing. It's a struggle when I post, I got too much to promote, that's a real thing. These rappers known in the city, but outside they a ghost, that's a real thing.
Breaking Ground Radio, man. DJ Swamp Thing, what mainstream local collab. Woo! Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Man. Tell me that wasn't banging.
Man,
that was banging.
Man, wait 1 minute, man. Wait.
Man, that was banging, man. Sam Rothstein, Cassius Keys, King Job. Song's called Real Thing, produced by
Raiden Labs.
Raiden.
He said, I got too much to promote. That's a real thing.
I just seen him.
Oh yeah, bro.
I didn't know what
he was posting all the lyrics from the song. I was like, damn, bro, you posting my bars.
You know what? You posting my bars. And you know what else he John referenced to? We were talking about it off stairs. He referenced London, who's in Atlanta.
Yeah,
because they're doing the legwork joint. And I was like, even reference.
Yeah, exactly.
The links. So
love is real, y'all.
Shout out to her, by the way.
Shout out to her. She'll be here. I think the 21st she'll be in the station.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to get her on the podcast as well too. So.
No doubt. Yeah, I know she's coming here to work. You know how she do.
Right.
Man, yo, I'm gonna need to get that ASAP.
I'm playing it again before we.
No, we need to hear that again, yo. That goes hard. I got chills over here, so my brain started going to work. Like, oh my god.
I've been like I wrote the hook to that song a long time ago, and I've been sitting on the beat for quite a couple months. Like if I hear a beat and I like it, I really sit on it, and I just like wait until the right thing pops out at me. And I had the hook, and I liked the hook, but I was like, and I happened to have the beat on a CD full of beats, like in my car, because that's what I do. I burn CDs of beats, and that's how I write shit.
Yeah.
But then I happened to put the song Paper by King Joff on the CD as well, because I just fucking love that song. And so Real Thing was right after Paper, and I was like, yo, this is the same exact tempo. I bet Joff would sound fire on this. And then I had him over, we kicked it, and then he did his ad-libs on the hook. I was like, yo, you just completed the whole shit.
Right. Exactly King Joff. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to King Joff,
Sam, y'all did that. That's hard.
That is hard. So I definitely want to continue this conversation that we were talking about earlier. And I'll start it off by just saying, I think even Jordan and I were talking about this either today or yesterday, is I think what happens is, well, first of all, make sure you hit us up, 614-781-0754. Call to talk about what we're talking about right now. Call to give man props to the song. Call to talk to Sam. Call to talk to Andy. Just call.
Call me now.
Just call. Yeah, just
call me now.
Please call. What you want to know? I got you.
Lord mercy.
But I think because there's so many little cliques.
Oh, can we talk about
little
it?
little, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who, don't feel like they can't look outside of the circle because now it's all disrespectful. So when that person goes on stage and they're done, now you got 6 people that leave. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Like this is a show. If you bought a ticket, if I buy a $20 ticket,
$20
because my homie is rapping,
yeah,
but there's 4 or 5 other people rapping too, I paid $20. I'm staying for the whole show.
I'm getting a drink. I'm going outside. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it.
I'm staying for the whole show because I don't care if he's first, in the middle, or last. Because it's just out of respect.
Can I stop you right there, though? You just said he might be in the first, he might be middle, or he might be last. That is a good point to go to too, because a lot of artists go, "Are your friends? Well, what time you go on?
Oh yeah.
What time you go on, bro? Let me know what time you go on. Well, I'm gonna get there like right when you about to go on. Well, what the hell is the point if you only gonna come for that one little snippet, which is like maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then you're leaving? Like, you have to understand what support really means. And everybody has a different view of what support is. But like you're talking about, okay, if that's not my homie, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Or if it's not at this location, I'm not going. I think what it stems down to at this point is people's comfort zones. Yeah. And not being able to look outside of what they have going on to be supportive to other people, as well as the cliques.
But I'm gonna put you on blast real quick, Annie, because you made a dope post the other day about how we might not be able to get to every show.
Oh, that was last night.
Last night. I mean, things happen. I mean, life still occurs.
Right.
In and out of the show. We're all adults. And so, some of us got kids, we're married, we got other stuff,
let me go find that post real quick.
So when you go to 1 or 2 or 3 shows of somebody and then all of a sudden you don't go, that doesn't mean you don't support them anymore.
Yeah.
And you got other shit to do. Right. That's all it is. You just can't do it all. I mean, we were at what you call it, 2, 3 nights in a row. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I happened to fall on the last end. But I've seen you. I definitely am going to see you again. Just not this time.
If you're relying on your 5 or 6 friends to be your support group for your show,
right,
and then when they don't show up, you're going, "Oh, I know who really fucks with me," and blah blah blah. Blah, blah.
Yeah, like who are you really trying to reach?
The number one rule for me has always been: don't ever, ever, ever in a million years give a fuck about somebody who didn't come to your show.
Yeah, right.
Don't ever in a million years concern yourself with them, acknowledge them, mention them, do anything like that. Because number one, they probably didn't do it out of malice.
Right.
They probably didn't do it to shun you or to say fuck you or whatever. Right. They probably just had some shit to do. And look, bro, like, I get it. My raps are good. I make good music.
The hell you do.
I ain't Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, I get why people are like, yo, I don't want to hear a bunch of local rap all night. Like, I get it. Maybe that's just what you're into. But like, if there's 5 people at those shows,
don't discredit those 5 people.
You thank those 5 people,
right?
Because those are the people you need to be focusing on. But if that's your big concern and you're just worried about getting your click there, or because really it's those artists that they're not in this shit for the real prize. They're in this shit to be cool
and to look a certain way and appear a certain way.
That is true.
It's about
to be cool. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, that's all fine. But like, I'm here to make art that is going to last a long time.
Right.
I'm here to like put my stamp in this shit. And so I'm not concerned about the people that don't show up. I have tons and tons of fans of mine who used to ride and go to every show, and they were, down for me as a motherfucker, and it was awesome. And they don't barely hit me up anymore. They don't go to shows anymore, and I don't care. It's not like horrible to me, and they got real shit to do. I'm grateful for the support that I got from them.
Right.
So it's like my job as an artist is to find those new fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to continuously grow as an artist. You can't develop
absolutely.
if you're constantly focused on the same 5 people not showing up.
Absolutely.
Most importantly, you cannot rely on social media to just be your only outlet.
Yeah.
As well as getting on there and just venting and having an emotional rant about who didn't come and why didn't they do this, and
guaranteed
now they're not going to come back because now they're like, well, dang, I missed one show and you about to come for me for real. Or that subliminal stuff doesn't really look good either.
Yeah.
And like Sam said, you have to focus and put your energy into those who are there for you at that time. I've seen an artist, we're going to keep names out of it, but I went to a show and it was about maybe 10 to 15 people there, which is not a bad look, and then the next thing I know, I get on social media. Whole Facebook rant. I mean, long as hell, 2-3 stats,
Nobody would even know.
But not only are those people who didn't make it seeing it and feeling some type of way because it's obviously subliminal, the people who actually came to your event, they're looking for that. Well, damn, did I get a thank you for coming?
Yeah.
What about why are you putting that energy into the wrong thing? So also, whatever you focus on is what grows. You have to make sure you're putting that energy into what you want to see grow and develop. You cannot focus on what he got going on, what she got going on. We all have our own lane, and everybody has that sparkle and enough shine for themselves. And I think it gets to the point where we don't want to share the stage, or I don't want to book so and so because if I get on that lineup with them, then I'm gonna look some type of way. You know what? So if you're in this for all of those reasons, you in the wrong game.
Well, my whole thing is, man, like, yo, that's fine. You want to do 40 shows in Columbus in 1 year and then act like you're big shit. That's great.
Right.
But go to Memphis and you're nothing again.
Right.
So it's like you better just start operating off the assumption that you're nothing even when you're back in Columbus.
And humble yourself, most importantly.
Every time I'm on a stage in this city, and I've played just about every fucking venue there is to play here. And I am very grateful every single time I get a microphone handed to me.
Yeah.
Speaking of the venues, do not forget to thank the people who put you in the position to be on that platform that night. We get so caught up in, I was saying, I'm taking photos, I'm going live on Facebook, everybody see. But are you developing these relationships? Are you networking at these events? Or are you just showing up to say, yeah, I did that and blast all over social media and then go home? And then you're not working, you're not preparing, you're not putting any energy into it. And then you don't know, but those owners have people in the room. Those bartenders are paying attention. Were you being rude to them? Are you networking? Are you introducing yourself to new faces? Oh, I ain't never seen you here before. Well, how are you doing? I'm so-and-so. I'm about to go up. I like it if you could stay for a little bit, or whatever it is. Have some merch with you also. Like
at least some goddamn
business card.
Right.
I can't even talk. I don't have business
but
cards.
I need to get some too.
I ain't trying to put nobody on blast. That's not why I'm here. But no, really, make sure that you're doing everything in your power to be the best, artist or whatever you do. So you cannot look back and go, oh, well, at least you did everything that you said you could do to make sure that you're doing your craft to your ability. So just keep that in mind, networking, not just leaving, like we mentioned before. Also, it's $10. Well, my homeboy and them is in there, and so-and-so said they put me on the list. You got to watch who you are giving the energy to.
In general, people that run shows, stop doing lists. Just stop it. I don't give a fuck who your friend is. I don't give a fuck who the girlfriend is or whatever. If you're really here to support music, pay your fucking $10.
Guess what?
$10,
going to you.
Go somewhere else.
Right.
If you don't have $10 to spend on the show, that's fine. I get it. I understand having money problems too. I really do understand that. But don't
passing out tickets and then wondering why you ain't getting paid at the end of the night. Like
on the pipeline shit, like there have been plenty of guest artists that I gotta tell them, like, yo, like you're a guest artist or whatever, promote the flyer, you'll get in for free, but like, no, your people aren't coming.
Your people cannot get in for free.
And the main artists, they try the same thing, and it's like, no, your people aren't coming in. No, my people aren't.
And guess how many people that is? Guess how many people? That's like 10 to 20 people.
Exactly. And that is, and then they go, oh well, I mean, man, like. That's kind of weird. I was just usually it shows. It's like, oh, do you want to get paid?
Do you want to level up?
Do you want to get paid?
Do you want to level up?
I gotta pay the DJ. I gotta pay the host. I gotta pay it.
So instead of stressing each other out, if we all support each other in all those aspects, I feel like as a whole, we all be able to grow a little bit more. You know what I mean?
What you were saying about the,
Are you giving me money right now?
What's that?
You had your wallet. I thought you was giving me money, y'all. Let me tell y'all, Sam is over here waving.
I try not to
this
sit
wallet
down
at
with
me,
my wallet in my.
and he's like,
it's bad for your back though, bro.
I just had to ask because you don't ask, money ain't coming. I was just like, is it coming from another direction?
Speaking of money,
but no, it's just a matter of like, yo, it's not enough to catch the ball. You gotta run with it too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So to capitalize on every opportunity,
and you have to be ready for whatever you ask for. You can't be like, yeah, I want this and I want that and I want to be on this stage, and then you ain't ready.
Right. Let's see who this is. Breaking Ground Radio's is DJ Swamp Thing. Who's this?
All right, Soldier. What up?
Whoa, what up, bro?
What up, in the front.
Where was you?
What's up, homie?
He was on his live too. Yeah, talking about the same subject.
Can you hear us, big guy?
Giving props to Sam and Andy doing a good job up in there.
I appreciate you, bro.
Getting everything going.
What's up, man?
Yeah, man.
One of the dopest out here.
No doubt. So what's the word? What you got up?
New track is dope.
You heard that track, right?
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I did. I'll be out the way. Like when it comes to when everybody be doing their little collabs and stuff like that, I kind of be shying away from pressing play and shit like that. So it's good to hear
No doubt.
dope one.
Right.
For sure.
It's dope.
For sure.
It's
For
a
sure.
refresher.
Well, yeah.
Be sure, buddy.
Yeah, man. We definitely respect your opinion, big homie, man. Everything good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Shout out to Blame
Working on
Famous.
some things.
No
What'd you
doubt.
say?
I was bigging up Blame Famous.
Yeah, big.
We
facts.
might have to drop that real here.
I'm very excited for the new shit that you got coming, man.
I was gonna
for
say.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, talk about it, man.
Can we play Blame Famous before we leave?
About it. Yeah, we probably can. Talk about it, man.
I need Sam on a track for this new one, man.
Uh-oh.
I
Let's
You made
do
it known.
I hear
It's
it.
been a while, bro. Like I've known you longer than just about anybody, man. Like, so let's fucking do it, dude. Because that's the thing. I never, for the past like 3 years, I never collabed with people. I never tried to do it. I never really wanted to. And then but this year, like my whole mindset's changed on it.
So do I hear a collab in the building? Did I just hear that confirmation?
It is going down.
It's
You
going
will
Sam and I Soldier
on this project. Yes. Like if you down, it's gonna be crazy.
Send me
I
that
got a
beat,
nice
bro.
idea.
Send it to me. You got my email.
Yes, sir.
Everybody
Yes, I
asking.
do.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. No doubt. We got to get you back up here too, I told you, man. It's been a
That's
minute,
official.
y'all.
Y'all heard it right here on WTMH live.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah,
We
I
got
do gotta come back up there and show some love, man. I got some little new stuff coming. So once I get that done,
All right.
I'll make my way up there, talk to y'all.
All right. We sure do appreciate the call, big homie. Much respect.
Oh yeah.
Yo, be safe, brother.
Peace, man.
Yes, sir.
I know everybody's asking for the number. We're going to go ahead and shout that out again. It's 614-781-0754 if you're looking to call in.
So
614-781-0754. That is the number.
So let's go ahead and throw the real thing back on there again.
Hey.
Let's go ahead and play that again. Then we come back. We're gonna start to wrap it up a little bit. We'll make sure we get Sam to throw all his social media out there. Annie and Marv go hard to show they throw their social media out there. We got some closing remarks coming
And I'm
up.
looking for some local
You know
artists,
what I mean? Yep. So there we go. Rewind. Or not. Or not.
Come on. That's how hot it is. That's how hot it is. It don't even want to cooperate.
Hard drives.
It's like all right, I'm gonna let you run that one time, but I ain't gonna do it twice.
You might be able to.
Come on, man. Don't do us like that.
That's why we can get it like a pillar, right?
I've been riding smoke coming out the sunroof, man. That's a real thing. It's a real thing. I got shows going up in and out of state, man. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. I got flows running circles round most in the game. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. When you get the love on the road home, don't feel the same. That's a real thing. Hey, I got women getting mad because they ain't getting close. That's a real thing. It's a real thing. I see the ones that work the least always be doing the most. That's a real thing. It's a struggle when I post. I got too much to promote. That's a real thing. These rappers known in the city, but outside they a ghost. That's a real thing. Like, man, I be really making plays like running backs, DJs running back, so I'm really getting played. We really surfing on a different wave. We really working more efficient ways. We really in the house party like we didn't play. They really run their mouth off it.
Breaking Ground Radio. This is DJ Swamp Thing. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, DJ Swamp? Hey, this is Doty and everything. I was told on my homie's page, Marvin, to give y'all a call.
Oh, what's
good?
What's good, big homie? You good? What's happening?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm Gucci doing dishes and ish. You know what I'm saying?
He said I'm doing dishes and ish. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Well, holla at us, man. Talk to us. What's the word?
Man, you know what's the word? You know what I'm saying, man? You know, I was just sitting here just thinking myself and everything, you know, because we got the Black Panther movie coming out. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, you know, touch on some real deep subjects about, you know, how that, you know, applies, you know, to black culture, you know, knowing our true royalty as opposed to just seeing it on screen portrayed in art, you know?
No doubt. No doubt.
You
No
gonna
doubt.
pro-black on me right now, man?
Say it again, Annie.
You going pro-black on me right now, man?
Who's that? Who's that?
What you mean, who
it
it
is? Sound familiar.
Oh, you don't know. Who up in here, Swan?
Man, that's Annie B,
You better
man.
check that
Annie
post
B
again.
holding it down.
You better
That's
check
Annie.
that motherfucking post again.
I would have remembered her, but I got deleted off of Facebook.
But hey, bro. But hey, bro.
He ain't gonna put me on blast going out there now.
Oh, no.
Just for that.
And it will be told. It will be told.
Okay, so I went on a spree. It's like, now I ain't delete nobody. We ain't gonna talk about it.
I ain't gonna lie. He's been talking about this for like
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell you something.
Did you call? No, wait. Did you call in to put me on blast about how we not friends on Facebook, or did you call in to be all pro-black? Which one we doing?
No. Okay,
But if you come do my dishes, I might rethink it. But go ahead.
Off the true stuff. And it's my homie.
No
you know
doubt.
what I'm saying? Because she's very out there. You know what I'm saying? She's helping
Hold on,
promote
rephrase.
a lot
Not
of
out
things
there.
going around in
Rewind.
Columbus, and we don't really have a lot of people doing that.
In a good way.
In a good way. Okay.
In a good way. That's what's up, man. Well, we definitely. We definitely appreciate you showing love.
Who's your favorite artist?
I'm about to find him right now.
Who's your favorite artist in Columbus?
Right now.
My favorite artist in Columbus right now?
Right now. Go.
Right now.
Right now. Go.
All right. I like what Angel Westbrook has been doing. I think she's been doing good. I heard some of Richie B's stuff because I be going to some of his pages.
Richie B, shout out to Richie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got my boy, losing his poetry and everything.
Oh, shout out to Flo.
Blowing it up and stuff. So I think all of y'all, to be quite honest, with the stuff I've been seeing y'all doing, and I like to look from a distance. And when I look and when I hear what I hear, it makes me, very proud, actually be able to see that energy be circulated in this Columbus, in this nature and this atmosphere, because we don't really have a lot of that. And that's why I was saying that when it came down to the whole Black Panther thing, is that we don't have a lot of things really that was the forerunner for who we are, that really gave us something to really look up to and look into about ourselves. And I think on a deeply spiritual conscious level, we have to get back to the root of who we are, the best of what we are and what we can become. So when I see people like Marvin, when I see people like Annie, when I see somebody like my friend Amina, who just, goes out and does promotional things and, really gets, that light shine, that spotlight on people that are really trying to do big things here, I can do nothing but show
we
respect.
love you too, man.
No doubt, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you, man. Say what's happening to our featured guest Sam Rothstein in the building. Yeah,
Did you hear that song?
What's up?
Did you hear that song that just got played?
The song just got played. What I'm doing dishes and ish. I can't. What song? Which song just got
it's
played?
Sam's song, man.
Yeah, we're gonna it's gonna play again after we get off the phone. Definitely true. It's called Real Thing, man. It's got Sam Rothstein, Cassius Keys, and King Joff.
Oh, cool,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah. Well,
when did it come out? When did y'all first air this?
Just
right now.
Literally today.
You literally in the mix right now.
Second play.
Yeah, so listen, I'm gonna find you on social media again. We're gonna make it happen. And shout out to Sam, he's up in the building. He's one of the darkest snowflakes I've ever met in my life. So, so what I'm getting at.
I'm glad everybody got their lives up right now. I'm watching that right there. Like what?
First of all,
I should be there tonight.
I had to say that because
snowflake.
What I'm saying is you should hear this song. He's dope, and you got to check him out once you get a chance. That's all.
No doubt.
He's
so pro all that. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely appreciate.
Find me
you,
on
homie.
Facebook, man. Annie B.
Oh, definitely. Okay, I have a
She's
question.
tagged in the post.
Because I'm doing something in February on the 16th, and it's pretty much for whole Black Panther. Now I'm having a blackout. Where everybody goes, to the Eastern Movie Theater and all African Guard, everything that from the roots, we go there like we from Wakanda directly. I want to see my people there with me. We got to walk in there like we own this movie.
Hey, say the time and date and place again.
Oh, somebody.
All right, Eastern Movie Theater, February 16th, about 6 o'clock. Dressed to the T in all ancient attire. Motherland attire.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right. Well,
That's
there you
good.
have it. Well,
Thanks
we definitely appreciate you calling in, big dog.
Yeah, man. People talking about they.
All right, cool. Well, look, man, y'all be good. Stay conscious.
Finish them dishes,
stay
man.
black and
Yes.
Y'all cool, man.
Yes.
Y'all cool. I love y'all much.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, so shout out to the homie, man. Shout out to the homie, man. That's
trying to put me on blast.
Mad
like
love. Yeah, definitely mad love.
I don't block people.
Man, this phone is.
You gonna see me in real
I'm
life.
gonna tell you, this phone ain't never rang this much. It ain't never rang this much, man. Breaking Ground Radio. Who's this?
This is Keisha.
What's pop?
What's up? What's happening?
Nothing. What radio station is this?
Oh, this is WTMH Radio, Breaking Ground Radio.
Hey,
myself,
beautiful. How are
DJ
you?
Swamp Thing and Annie B.
I'm good. How's your night going?
We going good. Now that you done called in, girl.
Yay. What's the topic tonight?
So, well, first of all, say hello to our featured guest, Sam Rothstein in the building, featured hip hop artist right here in the city.
What up? How are you?
Hello, everyone.
How you doing? I'm
good.
We would talk. Let her know what we were talking about.
All right, so check this out, beautiful. We are talking about the 614 artist scene, underground music, and how to be more supportive on the scene, and what the crowd will appreciate as far as the experience. So, what are some things that you actually like to see?
Yes.
Okay, so let me holler at you real quick. So check this out. So let's start with some positives.
Got
real
about
quick.
2 minutes.
So what are some things that you enjoy when you go out? What are some of the best experiences, that you've had at a local show?
I haven't really been to any local shows, but I think that their music from underground would do a lot better if they, could relate to the partying people versus not necessarily, you know what I mean? The opposite. Like, you gotta hit a crowd where everybody can enjoy. Like, if you think of Ray Shrimmer, their music is so much partying going on. You know what I mean?
So are you pro club bangers, or are you not for the club banger?
I'm sorry?
Do you like the club bangers, or are you saying you would prefer to have a little mix of genres?
It depends. That's the thing about music. It just you gotta definitely be able to feel it. But I feel like people can relate to a party more. You know what I mean? You talk about females, you talk about guys. You're gonna hit a topic with guys and girls. Don't just go after one crowd.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You like ignorant.
If I come out and I'm talking about guys all the time, a man ain't gonna want to hear that.
Girl.
And if I'm a guy and I come out talking about girls all the time, a girl really not gonna want to hear that.
Right.
I mean, it gotta hit. I think they should start off with a party song first.
So you say
then that's how you reach all the crowd. Everybody likes to party.
I know. I definitely feel you. And we definitely appreciate you calling their voice, your opinion for sure. We respect that.
Sound like them
Well, so listen. So what I need you to do is since you don't go to a lot of local shows, I need you to start finding out where some of these local shows are, so you can go and support these artists.
Yo, January 13th, come to Hamptons on King. It's on campus. It's an all-female hip-hop show. It's going to be dope as fuck, I promise. You won't regret it. Show up.
All right.
There you have it.
January 13th?
January 13th at Hamptons on King.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Hey.
You can find us on social media, love. We're going to make sure you know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Marv, see if he knows where
he know how to find us.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great talking to you guys, though.
Same here.
It really was. I support what y'all doing, because a lot of people don't know. Like, when you tell them, like, this song, I can't really jam to this. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
They're like, oh, you're hating, or oh, no, I'm serious. I'm trying to help you. You know?
Sometimes we want to back it up.
We appreciate you, love. We appreciate that.
That's another problem.
Yeah, I'm glad I could finally say it so people can hear. Because you got to relate to everybody, not just yourself.
All right. Well,
you got to think what people want to hear.
No doubt. Well, I appreciate you. You stay up, love.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, that's another thing. People perform songs that are dope, but they're not performance songs.
Yeah.
I think somebody was calling on your line, right?
Yeah, it's another one. They probably gonna call in. So let's real quick until. I lost everything I want to say. Sam, how can everybody reach you? Tell them about the show, social media, all that. We got about 7 minutes.
On Facebook, you can find me at Sam Rothstein Official. That's my artist page. Or you can just look up Sam Rothstein. You can add me on Facebook. I do music shit from there anyway. On Instagram, you can find me at Sam Rothstein Official. At SoundCloud, you can find me at Sam Rothstein Official. You want to book me? You want to talk about some features or something like that? You can email me at Sam Rothstein Official. And my Twitter, which I'm never fucking on, and it's embarrassingly a joke. I think that's Sam Rothstein 614. So, yeah, we got the Pipeline show happening. That's January 13th at Hamptons on King. It's the all-female edition. We got Asia, Breathe the Rapper, Mir, and Sad Libs going to tear it up. And maybe one more main artist. We haven't confirmed that yet. But a whole other group of artists are going to be there as well. It's going to be fucking insane. And then I've got a show. It's going to be me, OG Vern, Trigno, and then all of GRG, they're gonna be in there. That's January.
GRG, to the God. Bad ways. What's that?
Yeah, that's gonna be January 5th at Scully's. So we're definitely gonna tear that one up. It's gonna be,
that's the one you're hosting, isn't it?
Yep, I'm hosting that one.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. No doubt.
It's January 5th. So Sam's in the lineup. I'm hosting. It's at Scully's January 5th. Y'all, GRG presents.
Shout out to Bad Ways. Happy birthday to Bad Ways. That was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah, sure was. Happy birthday, big dog.
Yeah, shout out to them for real.
Shout out to you, Sam, man. We definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I had a lot of fun.
This was dope.
Yeah, you guys definitely have me back, man. I love to come and talk shit
Marv,
with you
go hard
guys.
for sure. What's up, big guy? You all right? How can people get in touch with you too, big dog?
Just follow me on Instagram.
No doubt.
DJ Marv Go Too Hard.
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I got much respect for the homie because this dude goes around and puts a sticker that says, I support local music. I'm about to do it right now, man. Who does that? Love to see Annie B, my dope guest co-host for tonight, man. We definitely gonna have you back around. We're gonna get me, you, and Tiffany in here.
I love her, man. I'm all here for it.
Real shit though, I never really realized how good of a radio voice you have, though.
Oh, thank you.
You've got a real good radio voice.
I was doing some stuff in Dayton and Cincinnati, got hip artists.
So how can they reach
I
you?
do a little bit of this. Next time, maybe when we come back, you guys can figure out exactly who Annie B is. But you can find me on social media. And I don't gotta be about me, yo.
I can get you on the podcast.
I mean, what's up? What's happening?
Let's do it.
I'm on Facebook at Anne Marie B. And then on Instagram, you can find me at Golden Delicious. Yes, I said it. Golden Delicious with an S. And then you can find me on Snap at AnnieXB. That's ANNIEXXBEE. And let's make it happen, y'all.
There you have it. And of course, Swamp Thing DJ on Instagram, DJ Swamp Thing. You can follow my fan page on Facebook. We appreciate all y'all that called in. We appreciate everybody that watched, that listened, that commented on social media. That's what this is about. It's for y'all. That's why we call it Breaking Ground. We're trying to break just everything, news, music, artists. Shout out to the homie Sam. What's up? You want to say
I just got to say something real quick. Can I drop something real quick?
Drop it.
So if you are listening and you know me and you know you got some hot fire music coming out or something that you are working on, I need you to hit my inbox, DM me somewhere on one of them outlets that I just gave you. I am looking for some club bangers. And if you want to just make one for me, that's even better because it's going to be some official business. So I just wanted to plug that in real quick. Working on a project. I'm always looking for new local talent. So remember that.
No doubt. Sure. We are here next week with my girl Tiffany L back in the spot after 2 weeks. It's going down, man. So you know we're going to have some fun, man. Y'all stay up, blessed. Make sure you don't drink and drive, man. Y'all have a fun weekend. We'll see y'all next week. Breaking Ground Radio, where local and mainstream music collab. Hey, wow.
Peace.